March for Life. What a witness. How many people?
Between 450 to 500,000, about 500,000 in DC.
Well, excuse my politics, but I hope the president looked out his window. Mostly young people.
The vast majority, they're estimating about 60% were under 25 years of age.
Which means that the Spirit of the Lord is resting on young people like you. Well, I'm going to sit down. I just got out of the hospital recently. You know, one of the worst things in the hospital, it's not their procedures and all the stuff they do. It's those nurses, those chicks with cold hands. That's the worst thing in those hospitals. I got a card recently for my birthday. A policeman is stopping a priest driving the car. Father has his collar on. He said, "Father, have you been drinking?" "Oh, just water, officer." The officer says, "Then why do I smell wine?" The priest says, "Oh, good Lord, he's done it again." He's done it again. And he does it again and again and again. Perhaps this short story will help you reinforce what he does again and how he does it. When the house lights dimmed and the concert was about to begin, the mother returned to her seat and discovered that the child was missing, her child. And suddenly the curtains parted and spotlights focused on the impressive Steinway on the stage. In horror, the mother saw her little boy sitting at the keyboard, innocently picking out "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star." At that moment, the great piano master made his entrance, quickly moved to the piano, and whispered to the little boy's ear, "Oh, don't quit. Keep playing." Then, leaning over, Paderewski reached down with his left hand and began filling in a bass part. Soon his right hand reached around the other side of the child, and he added a running obligato. Together, the old master and the young novice transformed what could have been a frightening situation into a wonderfully creative experience. The audience was so mesmerized that they couldn't recall what else the great master played. Only that day, "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star." The hands of the master, the mind value of the master. Do you realize, sisters and brothers, that the gospel proclaimed by Father Luke today, that same Spirit that came upon and called forth this Jesus and taught him who and what he was and what he was to do and gave him the strength to do it. That very same Spirit was given to you at baptism. The same Spirit that called us to worship today, to Eucharist. The same Spirit who will fill our hearts and minds as we leave here today. It's the same Spirit. Why? So that the work of the Master can continue. And this time in you and in me. We speak of the mind as a terrible thing to waste, and it is, guys and gals, it is a terrible thing to waste. But I'll tell you something else that's a worse thing to waste. And that is what our Jesus has done for us. Do you realize that most people go through life never using what he's done for us? Never. They're too busy. I agree. That's what I'm trying to tell them. Most people go about their own little selfish ways and forget that they have been given a spirit that must be called to life. There are still the blind ones, the hurting ones, the imprisoned ones in many ways, and certainly the poor of very various means in our midst every single day. You and I are the ones that must continue to do it again. To do what? be him in the modern world. That's religion. Let us offer the simple apostle.